vividly remember reading stories with my mom. For hours on end, we would read together on the couch. And one of the stories that really stood out to me was about a little boy. And this little boy loved to sit in the shade. And every day he would sit in the shade, but he didn't really realize the blessing he had right before his very eyes. And he said, "How useless is this tree? I still feel hot, even though it's hanging right over me." And that story taught me that our best blessings are often the least appreciated. Because when that boy grew older, the tree was eventually chopped down. And he realized how much he had lost. A great friend throughout all his childhood, but also some shade. And that same exact appreciation comes to the freedom of speech. In America, we think of it as a very normal attribute of our day-to-day lives. And it's a wonderful symbol of America's freedom and prosperity. But in Nigeria, this isn't the case. Millions of Nigerians don't have that opportunity. And today, the question I would like to discuss with you all is what can be learned from Nigeria's Twitter ban? And we're going to be analyzing this topic through three main concepts. Why exactly did Nigeria ban Twitter in the first place? The underlying issues regarding this pervasive repression in Nigeria, and finally, what can be learned from Nigeria's Twitter ban? So first, why on earth did Nigeria ban Twitter? And what exactly is going on in Nigeria to have caused this ban? Well, according to The Hill, on June 5th of 2021, it all started this month. The Nigerian government banned Twitter, the entire media platform, after Twitter decided to delete a post made by the president of Nigeria, also known as Muhammad Buhari. Now, Muhammad Buhari had supposedly made a post that threatened secessionist groups in southeast Nigeria. Now, you would say, why is this a problem? Well, Twitter said that this post had violated their abusive policy post. And why was this such an important post, you might ask? Well, in 1967 to 1970, there was a huge civil war in Nigeria, according to this Hill article, and around 1 million people died because of those secessionist groups in southeast Nigeria. And there were two sides in the civil war. One side wanted to have complete independence, and the other one wanted to have control of their territory. Now, Mr. Muhammad Buhari was one of those parties. And now that he's president, he wants to have revenge on this civil war because his party lost. So that's why he started threatening them on Twitter. But Twitter said, that violates our abusive behavior policy. And that's why they deleted that only one Twitter post from Mr. Muhammad Buhari's Twitter platform. But Mr. Buhari was so enraged that he deleted the entire Twitter platform from all of the Nigerians' cell phones indefinitely. Seeing this happening in Nigeria, the U.S. State Department said 5 days later, on June 10th, 2021, to urge the Nigerian government to reverse its policy, to ensure that all of those people in Nigeria have the freedom to speak, have the freedom to say their concerns on Twitter, because that's the main use of Twitter in Nigeria. And that leads me to the second concept I'd like to discuss with you. What are the underlying reasons for Nigeria's growing repression of its population? And there are fundamentally two reasons. The first is that of corruption. There is a very deep corruption ingrained in the Nigerian culture. And this is in fact supported by the Associated Press on October 24th of 2020, when there was these huge protests in the Nigerian capital and multiple other cities surrounding it. They were regarding the SARS police squad, also known as the Nigeria Special Anti-Robbery Squad. Now, this squad was enhanced brutality measures. They completely attacked the population, and over hundreds of people died, according to that Associated Press article. But why is that so important? Well, later, Human Rights Watch quoted that millions of people had used Twitter during those protests in order to organize these protests, to ensure that there would be economic freedom, economic prosperity. But now that Twitter has been deleted, people no longer have the freedom to voice their concerns. In fact, the Index of Economic Freedom named Nigeria one of the most unfree countries in the world. And that helps us understand why Nigeria is accounting for these increasingly repressive tactics. But the second reason why Nigeria has led to this Twitter ban is because of its immense poverty and low security in its country. What we have to understand is that Nigeria is filled with millions of people, some of the most populous countries in the world. And in the north of that country, there's a very large terrorist group known as Boko Haram. Now, Boko Haram has killed thousands of people in Nigeria, and there's very low security. And that low security has led to over 60% of the Nigerian population to suffer in poverty. 60%. We Americans, we even don't understand what it's like to live in Nigeria. And I'm so glad we don't. But what we have to understand is that our best blessings are often the least appreciated. What we have here in America is the ability to voice our concerns, to have an economic prosperity. But in Nigeria, that's simply not the case. And that leads me to the third concept I would like to guide you through. What can we learn from Nigeria's Twitter ban? Well, the fundamental main lesson we can learn is that the freedom to voice your own concerns is essential. According to a Human Rights Watch article and a Business Insider article on June 9th of 2021, they said that this Twitter ban has made the future of multiple Nigerians uncertain. Millions of Nigerians voiced their concerns on here against Mr. Buhari. They said that corruption was only rising exponentially, and that the only reason that they could take the power of the people into their hands was through Twitter. Just like that boy who was under that little tree. He didn't understand the gift that was before his eyes, the ability to voice their own concerns. But now that Nigeria has banned Twitter, multiple Nigerians, millions, won't be